Okay, let's unpack the world of school music education. We're talking about something that's so much more than just learning songs for a concert.
Exactly. I mean, the first thing to grasp is that it works on so many levels at once. It's this powerful creative outlet for students to process emotions.
The kinds of complicated feelings they might not have the words for.
Precisely. But the real game changer is what happens in the brain. The research is clear learning an instrument actually improves cognitive functions. We're seeing real, tangible boosts in memory skills.
So these aren't just vague, feel-good benefits, they're actual academic advantages.
Oh, completely measurable. And that connects to what you see in other classes, right?
Right. Students in music programs tend to show, higher levels of discipline and focus across the board. That focus transfers directly to subjects like math and science.
And that discipline comes from having to delay gratification. Think about it. You can't just master a piece of music overnight.
No, it takes months of practice.
It's that habit of persistent effort day after day. It just naturally builds better time management or organizational skills. And then there's the social side of it.
Playing in a group, you mean?
Yes, playing in an ensemble. It teaches you to work as a team, to listen, to put the group's goal ahead of your own. That's a life skill.
And at the foundation of all of this is what really amounts to learning a whole new language.
It absolutely is. Learning to read music notation is like becoming fluent in a universal language. And once you can sight read, that skill is with you for life.
It's a language of precision, really. Which brings us to music theory.
Right. The formal study of how that language works, I know some students dread it, but it's the difference between just playing notes and actually understanding what the composer was trying to say.
So let's decode that a little. Where do you start? What are the concepts that really define how music is structured?
Well, you focus on two main things, rhythm and harmony. Rhythm isn't just about a steady beat. It's what controls the timing, the flow, the entire emotional pulse of a piece.
And harmony is what gives it depth.
Exactly. Students have to understand intervals, the distance between two notes, because that's what defines how notes relate to each other. When they learn about chords, they're really learning about the architecture that supports the main melody.
And there's a lot of math under the surface here, isn't there?
A surprising amount. When you do theory exercises and see the mathematical patterns in scales and chords, it connects this beautiful, abstract art form directly to logic.
So the theory is mathematical, but putting it into practice is physical.
That's the next step. You pick your instrument, woodwind, brass, string, percussion, and then the real work begins. Regular, focused practice is just non-negotiable.
That's where the commitment really gets tested, right? The physical practice.
Yeah.
What do teachers focus on to make sure that practice pays off?
It immediately gets down to the micro details, things like correct finger placement or the way you shape your mouth for a wind instrument.
Your embouchure.
Your embouchure.
Great.
Yeah. And for wind players, it's all about breath support from the diaphragm. It's not just for sound, it's for endurance. Then you have to master scales and technical exercises. It's like physical therapy for your hands.
And there are practical challenges too, like just getting access to an instrument.
That's a huge point. Most schools run rental programs, which are essential. But that means the student has to learn about maintenance. These instruments are delicate.
You have to be responsible for it.
You do. But the psychological payoff is enormous. I mean, the moment you finally master a really difficult song, that gives you a boost in self-confidence that's hard to find anywhere else.
Okay, let's move from that individual work to the group, to the school orchestra. This is where it all comes together.
It is. You have dozens of students performing these incredibly complex works, all needing to operate as one single unit.
The person in charge of that unit is the conductor.
The conductor is the guide. They use the baton not just for tempo, but for all the subtle changes in volume and emotion. They cue different sections to come in. It's a huge job.
So if we dig into the mechanics of that, how do the different roles create that big symphonic sound?
It's all about layering. The strings, the violins, violas, cellos, they form the core. They provide that rich foundational texture and carry a lot of the melodies.
And then you add the other sections on top of that.
Right. The woodwinds and brass add color and texture. Think of the bright sound of a flute or the powerful statement from the trombones.
And the percussion holds it all together.
They're the rhythmic engine. They provide the foundation and all that dramatic impact in the intense parts of the music.
It must require an incredible amount of focus during rehearsals.
It's an exercise in listening. You're not just listening to the person next to you. You have to listen across the entire stage to make sure you're in tune with everyone. If one person isn't prepared, the whole group feels it.
Now let's shift to another kind of group performance, the choir. using the human voice.
the original instrument. And it requires its own kind of technical discipline. It all
Yeah.
starts with physical health, good posture, and most importantly, proper breath support.
For vocal health and stamina.
Exactly. And from there, you build toward that complex choral sound.
How does that progression work?
You'll usually start singing in unison, just to lock in the pitch and rhythm together. Then you move into multi-part harmonies, soprano, alto, tenor, bass.
And the key skill there is blending, right?
It's all about blending. You have to learn to listen to your neighbors and adjust your own volume and tone constantly so the voices merge into one sound.
That must create a really strong sense of community.
A very strong sense of belonging. It's even been shown to reduce stress. You're literally breathing together as a group, creating something beautiful. It's powerful.
So we've talked about technique. Let's talk about context. Music is a journey through time, and understanding its history is crucial.
It is. Knowing the context helps you perform the music with more insight. You usually start with the Baroque period. Think Bach.
Very intricate, very structured music.
Exactly. Lots of layered melodies all happening at once. Then you move into the classical era with composers like Mozart.
Where everything is about balance and elegance.
Perfect clarity and structure. That set the stage for the Romantics, who kind of threw out the rule book in favor of big emotions and storytelling. They needed much larger orchestras to get that huge sound.
And then the 20th century comes along and breaks all the rules again.
Totally. Composers started challenging the very ideas of melody and harmony. But learning this history isn't just about facts, it's about understanding why the music sounds the way it does. It helps you perform it with more feeling.
But to really get a full picture, you can't just stick to Western music.
No, absolutely not. That's where ethnomusicology comes in. The study of music and its cultural context, it's a bridge to understanding the whole world.
It shows you that music is not just one single thing.
Right. It exposes you to global sounds. You get a real appreciation for the diversity of human creativity.
Can you give us a few examples of what students might explore?
Sure, they might study the complex rhythms of West African drumming and how drums are used to communicate. Or they could explore traditional Indian ragas, which are based on melody and improvisation.
And they look at different instruments too.
Yes, instruments that are tied to their geography, like the sitar from India, the Japanese koto, or the steel pan from the Caribbean. You learn how local materials and cultures shaped how they were built and how they sound.
Okay, let's bring this into the 21st century. Technology has completely changed the game.
It really has. Students aren't just limited to acoustic instruments anymore. They can use software to compose entire pieces with virtual instruments.
You're talking about digital audio workstations, or DDIs.
Exactly. These are powerful programs that let you record, edit, and mix music. You can cut, copy, and paste sounds instantly. It allows for professional-level results right in the classroom.
So they're learning technical skills, like sound engineering.
They are. They're learning about microphones, balancing audio, all the things you need to know for live shows or recording. It keeps music education relevant in a digital world.
And it also empowers them to become creators, not just performers. Let's talk about composition.
This is a huge step. You usually start with a simple melody, then you use your theory knowledge to add rhythm and harmony. You learn about basic structures, like an ABA form, to give your ideas a clear shape.
It sounds like it uses both the logical and the artistic sides of your brain.
It absolutely does. It's a mix of logical thinking and pure intuition. And by doing it, you start to understand the choices that famous composers made. It's an incredible tool for self-expression.
When you put all this together, the technique, the theory, the history, the technology, it opens up so many different career paths.
It's not just about becoming a professional performer. Of course, you have music educators, which are vital, but you also have sound engineers working in studios.
And fields like music therapy are growing.
A huge field, using sound to help with recovery and mental health. Then there are composers writing for video games, for movies, for ads.
The whole business side, too.
Right. Artist managers, concert promoters, marketing, the core skills you learn in music persistence, collaboration, creativity, prepare you for all of these complex jobs, even if you never perform professionally after school.
So that discipline you learn in the practice room really does apply everywhere.
In any profession, it teaches you how to tackle challenges. And just as important, music gives you a healthy, lifelong way to handle stress and find joy.
That's the real takeaway then. The skills, the knowledge, the memories you get from a great music education, it's a gift that truly keeps on giving, long after you've left school.
Think about it. If music teaches you how to find order and harmony in a complex world of sound, what other parts of your life can you learn to organize and balance? Good luck with your studies.